Right, guys, a warm welcome to today's URC game between the Bulls and the Sharks. It is a massive clash in terms of the South African Conference as well as the overall URC. The battles between the Sharks and the Bulls have always been good, and we are looking forward to a really good game between the two sides again today. As much as I don't like the Sharks coach, I'm hoping that the Sharks do get one over the Bulls today, because normally when I do a Sharks-Bulls game, they tend to lose. So, let's hope today is going to be a different scenario and the Sharks can actually win this game where I'm doing the live stream for. So, hopefully this is going to turn out good for the Sharks today. If you're a Bulls supporter, good luck as well. We are going to go through the team lineups just quickly. Let's start with the Bulls side. As you guys can see there, we've got at 15 Johan Goosen, fly off, born and bred, but now playing at the fullback, trying to be a utility back for the Springboks. And I mean, Jock Nienaber and Rassie has invested so much into this player, and he hasn't even been able to play in the last 2 or 3 years. So, yeah, it's good to have a guy like that. They just need to hope that he can get some good game time and don't get injured again. Then he will be vital for the Springboks at next year's World Cup. So Johan Goosen at fullback then, and then David Kriel and Sibuni Nkosi on the wings. Sibuni Nkosi making the move from the Sharks to the Bulls, and it was a quite surprising move, and it just tells you a lot about what's going on at the Shark tank at the moment. I kind of feel that things are not 100% in the Shark camp, but that could be just my opinion. Sibuni Nkosi also known to live on the edge as well, so maybe didn't get along there at the Sharks and now finding his feet at the Bulls. Got sent home last week, so doesn't look like it's getting any better for him. Then in the midfield combination, Cornel Hendricks and Harold Foster, very good Bulls combination, and so glad for Cornel Hendricks to be called up to the SAA side. Harold Foster still waiting for his chance though, so we'll see how long it takes before he gets a call up as well. Then Chris Smith and Zach Berger at 9 and 10, two quality players. Maybe unlucky not to get a call up to the SAA side as well. Been playing some consistent good rugby over the course of the seasons, so we'll have to wait and see how that is going to turn out as well for them. Then the forward pack, WJ Steenkamp, Marco van Staden and Marcel Coetzee in the loose trio. Looking forward to that combination. Marco van Staden and Marcel Coetzee, two really good ball fetchers, but haven't been able to put that into the stats as of late, due to the fact that the Bulls do tend to play very loose and the support sometimes not there for them. But let's see what they can do today. Ruan Orkie and Walt Steenkamp, a very good lock combination as well, and really looking forward to see what these two guys can bring to the party as well. Then in the front row combination, Francois Klopper, Bismarck du Plessis and Gerard Steenkamp forms a formidable front row here, with the youngster Francois Klopper and Gerard Steenkamp coming through very nicely for the Sharks side, and then the veteran of Bismarck du Plessis for this Bulls side will be vital as well. Looking at the bench, Jan-Hendrik Wessels, Simpiwe Matanzima, Morne Smith, Hanke Swanepoel, Ruan Vermaak, Emrose Papier, Stravino Jacobs and Wandisile Similani. It is going to be a good bench to come on with Jan-Hendrik Wessels selected for the SAA side. The likes of Matanzima coming through well, Papier, Springbok, and then Wandisile Similani also in the wake there for the Bulls. Let's quickly see what the comments that has come in. Morne Versace says, go Bulls. Cameron Engelbrecht says, good afternoon, go Sharks. And then Mountains of Elysium says, greetings at the Rugby Guru. Bert TV, middag Guru, hope you're well. Bulls by 5. Noor Sabah says, waar word die games to speel, ladies? So it's at Loftus first veld. And then, thanks, if it's Loftus, it's going to be a queer win. And then Bulls win Currie Cup 4 times, Super Titles and World Cup. And then Mountains of Elysium says, watching from Ireland, will you be covering Munster versus South Africa A on the 10th? I think was hoping to go and watch it live, but here it's already sold out. Absolutely, I will be doing that game as well. Definitely all the SA and SAA games, as well as most of the international games. Then Sakabula says go Bull. Angelino Francisco Marcus Lewis says put on that global shirt there, and then go Bull says Carapolo. So the comments coming in at the moment and the support there for both sides really. As we're quickly going to go and have a look at the Shark lineup for today. We've got Ntuku Muchunu, Kieran Van Vuren and Thomas du Toit in the front row. A very good front row to have there. Thomas du Toit and Ntuku Muchunu both Springboks now. Gerard Grobler and Hiron Andrews in the lock combination. Probably the one area where I'm not too confident with the Sharks at the moment. Then Dylan Richardson, Vincent Chichuka and Pepsi Buthelezi forming the loose trio. A very versatile and a very agile loose trio that the Sharks have selected today. And let's see if that's going to have an impact at the breakdown today for them as well. Then Cameron Wright and Boeta Chamberlain at the halfback combination. Boeta Chamberlain for me a very good fly-off and probably also unlucky not to make that SAA side. Then the wings for today, Takir Abrams and Vanna Koch, two quality players, two very different players. Takir Abrams a lot more agile, while Vanna Koch is a little bit more straight to it, but plenty of pace for both players. Then in the midfield we've got Ben Tapawai and Francois Venter making his debut today for the Sharks. A really good investment, I would say, for the Sharks, and looking forward to see Francois Venter with Rowan Janssen van Rensburg a little bit later on in the season together. Then Apalile at Fassi at 15, quality player, and let's hope he finds his feet at the Sharks game today and really give Johan Goosen a go for his money. Then on the bench, Dan Jooster, Dian Bluer, Carlu Sadi, Justin Basson, James Venter, Sikumbuzo Noche, Grant Williams and Marnus Potgieter. So I would say the Bulls bench a little bit stronger than the Sharks one, but let's just see how the game pans out. Andre says, how's it, Guru? Hope the Sharks do it. I say Sharks by 8. And then can we see the game live? On this live, unfortunately not Carapalo. This is only the commentary. We're not allowed to show any footage of the game. So if that answers your question, unfortunately not. Right, so as we continue, let's go and look at a couple of stats before this game starts. For the Bulls on the left with the Sharks on the right. The Bulls have scored 174 points to the 136 of the Sharks, and then 21 tries to 17 at the moment. Offloads 45 to 27. Meters gained 2,024 to the 1,627 of the Sharks, although they have played one game less than the Bulls. Then defenders beaten 71 to the 65. Clean breaks 28 to the Sharks 37. So based on that stats, knowing that the Sharks have got a game in hand, I would probably say the Sharks are the better attacking side of the two going into this fixture this season. But it's always what happens on the day, and stats means nothing at the end of the day. If you look at the defensive stats, points conceded 148 to the 122 of the Sharks. That's where the Sharks have been lacking a little bit in defense, and the couple of teams that have played and put some points on them, as you can see, a game in hand over the Bulls. So just 20 points difference there. Tries conceded 19 to 16. Tackles made 877 to 576. Tackle success rate of 87% for the Bulls, with an 85% strike rate for the Sharks. Then also tackles missed 114 by the Bulls, 86 by the Sharks. Turnovers lost 72 to the 33. And we discussed that a little bit earlier, where I said that the Bulls tend to play very loose rugby and don't have the support play with them always. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. Defensively, I would say probably the Sharks better off than the Bulls at this stage, but we'll just have to wait and see. Kicking is the Bulls' strong point at the moment. They've kicked 3,583 meters already, compared to the 2,574 of the Sharks. And then tries from kicks, nothing for both sides. Kick from hands 119 to 95. Also the conversion rate for Chris Smith pretty good compared to that of Boeta Chamberlain. So That is the kicking stats here. Discipline is where the Bulls might be lacking. They've already conceded 5 yellow cards, and the Sharks only that 1 red card to Rowan Janssen van Rensburg towards the end of that game. So the Bulls will have to work on their discipline. Otherwise, the Sharks will definitely punish them all day round. Scrum offences, 13 from the Bulls, only 4 from the Sharks. It's another area where I do believe that the Sharks might be one over them. And you can see there the Sharks' scrum win percentage 95% to the 90 of the Bulls, which is also not bad. But when the two clash, it could count in favour of the Sharks at the end of the day. Lineouts is where the Bulls will be more successful. Although they both show 85% success rate, it is the Bulls who've had a lot more lineouts than the Sharks at this stage. So if we have to go by stats, it's a very even game. And if we look at the past 5 results from these two teams, the Sharks losing the last time out against the Bulls in the quarterfinal of the URC last season, when a Chris Smith drop goal secured victory for the Bulls to reach the semi-finals then. Before that, the Sharks being triumphant over the Bulls on 3 occasions, 29-22, 30 points to 16 and 45 points to 12. And as you guys all know, I didn't do a single one of those 3 games, and the Sharks won. The last game that I did do live commentary on was the one where the Bulls won 49 points to 28. So and also the 30-27. So I hope I'm not jinxing the Sharks here at all, because I would love to see them having a win, at least when I do the commentary for once. So that is your little preview of the game to come. We will be kicking this game off in any minute now. So good luck to both sides, and hope you guys enjoy this live stream. It's going to be a big one. The Bulls-Sharks games have never disappointed in the past, and hopefully it will be the same case here today. Going by the comments again there, Sakabula says this Sharks team is still dangerous. I never said they're not, but it would have been nice to have the likes of Bongi Bunambi, Ibanetsabe, the Siya Kulisi, and Jaden Hendricks, along with Lukanyam and Makazola Mapimpi maybe, in that starting lineup against this Bulls side. But it is what it is, international duty comes first, and you have to work with what you got. And that's why you have to build depth. And the Sharks have always been criticized for buying too many players, but this is what it's for. It's for the URC and also the Champions Cup coming up a little bit later on. So it is going to be the team with the best depth at the end of the day who's going to get away with the W's at the end of the day. Andre says Sharks played very well overseas with this squad, which I'm not denying, Andre, but we saw what happened against Leinster when we did play with the same squad. When it comes to quality opposition, and I say it a lot, you need to have your best players available. But again, if your coach is good, then the teams will perform. But I must stop criticizing our coach. Gordon McIntyre says, just hope no suspect referee decisions. Sadly, whistle can destroy flowing game. And we've seen it a lot, it's been a real thorn in the rugby world at the moment, is the referees that's been really inconsistent, really poor. And Marius van der Westhuizen is going to have his work cut out today, South African referee, but also have come up under a lot of pressure from the rugby public over the course of time. Sakabula says, Karapolo, stay here, this guy's good, he will make you feel like you're sitting in the halfway line. Thanks Sakabula for that comment as well. Then Sakabula says, come on Bulls, make Loftus a fortress. And then Gordon McIntyre says, any idea who is today's referee, where is he from? So it is the South African referee Marius van der Westhuizen. So whether you like him or hate him, he will be officiating this game, which is an important one. Just having a look at the stadium now, not too much people there, still plenty of people that has come to watch the Sunday fixture. Can't quite see how much or how many people are there at the stadium, but it's a warm day, 26 degrees in Pretoria, so looking forward to a really good game then. Mursaba says, Pluru, please get the proper jersey. You can get your Stormers jersey. What's wrong with you? No. I love my Sharks. Come on, Mursabas. Johannes Payne says, come on, Sharks, break that fortress down at Loftus. Sharks win with 5 points. And then Alfie says, your drawback is that you support the wrong team. And then Johannes says, Shark coach is better than the Bulls, Jake White. No way, Johannes. I absolutely do not rate Sean Everett as a coach. And I think it's one of the things that's holding the Shark side back from winning trophies. I mean, you can't have all this quality players and don't win the competition at the end of the day, you know. Jake White has won it all. He's won a World Cup, and he's won almost every trophy on offer in the last 2 years with the Bulls. So, yeah, it doesn't quite make him a bad coach, does it? So here comes the Sharks now onto the field for this game here. It's Thomas de Toey bringing them out onto the field. Sakabula says, how many World Cups have Everett won? Ethan, you tell him at Mursabas. Right, so Thomas de Toey onto the field for the Sharks with the rest of the squad. And let's see what's going to happen with this game. It should be a good one. I haven't been on the winning side doing live commentary in, I think, 4 or 5 games that the Sharks have played against the Bulls. So I'm having my fingers crossed that today will be that day that we get another win here for the Sharks over the Bulls. Alfie says, Visser says, Marius is the Blow Bulls hoodoo. I hope he's good today. And in Mountains of Elysium says, one thing about the URC, we not only have teams from 5 nations, but also refs from various nations. This will help develop players for the internationals with the understanding of what refs want. And then Hendrik says the game is Sharks game, Marius is the ref. And then Sakabula says go Bulls, go Boca. So Marcel could see onto the field, and he is leaving the Bulls soon. And I don't know, I think this is his last game for the Bulls, in fact, before he heads overseas, or I might be wrong, but he will be leaving the Bulls real soon. Tried to come back into that Springbok setup, but just wasn't to be, as his teammate Marco van Staden has kept him out of the squad really. And in the introduction of the youngsters in Elrich Low and Irfan Roos, and the captain being Sia Kulisi, so not a lot of space for loose forwards in the Springbok side, with the likes of Peter Steptoe and all of them there. So Sakabula says going to miss Marcel, good luck to him. So we're about to get this game underway, guys. It is going to be the Bulls to kick this game off from left to right. And it's going to be Chris Smith to get this game and this URC clash underway for us. Bulls obviously playing in pink today for cancer awareness. Here we go. Marius van der Westhuizen blows on his whistle, and it's Chris Smith with the kickoff. It's a deep kick in, and it's well taken by the Sharks, just outside the 22 of the Sharks, as Cameron Wright now controls this ball. Sharks have managed to secure this one just outside of their own 22. Apelile Fassi with a kick downfield. That's going to have one bounce and into the hands of David Krill now, who's going to send it back with interest. It's a wobbly little kick, and it's collected finally by Apelile Fassi just outside his own 22. Goes for the 50-22, and that's a beautiful kick, but just a bounce, not allowing it to go out, as Johan Goosen is going to kick this downfield again, and this time into the hands of Puta Chamberlain. He runs it out of his own 22, goes high up into the air. Takir Abrams are chasing after this. Whoa, it's knocked on by Chris Smith, and it's going to be a scrum down to the Sharks, run about 5 meters outside of the 10-meter line of the Bulls. So Chris Smith with a little mishap there, knocking that ball on in the air. Not a lot of pressure on him. Takir Abrams not there in time, but just taking his eye off the ball a little bit. Sakabula says Niaman. So a minute and a half gone in this fixture. It's going to be a scrum down to the Sharks, round about between the 10 and the halfway line, inside Bulls territory, about 10 meters from the right-hand touch line. So the Bulls are heavier than the Sharks, 908 to 889, so, or 98, sorry. So about a 10 to 15 kilo advantage there for the Bulls. Hendrik says play Mornay. Right, so that first scrum goes up and we will have a reset scrum then. It is 2 minutes gone in this game and the first scrum of the game goes up and we will have to do it again. One of the areas where the Sharks will feel to dominate this Bulls side here today. Whether they will be able to do it with a number of Springboks missing, we'll have to wait and see. Cameron Wright will feed this in for the Sharks. Solid scrum needed from both sides and a massive scrum coming up from the Bulls early on as it's Dylan Richardson who picks it up off the back, but again the referee blows on his whistle. We'll have another reset scrum and surprisingly it's the Bulls scrum who dominated the Sharks there on that first scrum down of the game. Almost 3 minutes gone and almost 2 of that 3 minutes stuck here with this scrum at the moment. Marius van der Westhuizen again the referee for today and Lionel Breidenbach says hoe pinker hoe mooier. Right, we'll have to see. The last time the Bulls played in that pink jersey they lost badly. Right, Cameron Wright to feed this one in for the Sharks again. Third attempt at the scrum here as it's going to be a penalty to the Bulls. It's Thomas du Toit who has lost his bind there on the right hand side of the field and it will be a penalty to the Bulls early on. So now Chris Smith to kick this downfield. Let's see where he's going to find touch for the Bulls. Remember, they are playing at altitude, so the ball travels a little bit further. It is round about 5 meters inside the 22 of the Sharks. So a chance now for the Bulls early on. Alfie says, dit klink vir my of die bulle opdraande speel in die eerste helfte. So it only started. Yeah, it looks like opdraande. Oh, it's going to be a penalty against the Bulls there from the line out. Interference from one of the lock forwards there. Walt Steenkamp or Ruan Orkia just taking out the player there. So disappointing for the Bulls then. Boeta Chamberlain to kick this downfield there now for the Sharks. It's going to find touch on the halfway line. So the Sharks now to try and get this game underway. It's stop-start at the moment. Well, not quite sure what that penalty was for, because I didn't see any interference there. But either way, it's a Sharks line out just inside their own half. Van Vuren finds Andrews. They set up the driving maul 5 meters from the right-hand touchline. Sharks looking to get this maul going. This is looking good for the Sharks at the moment, but they are moving towards the touchline. Up over the halfway they go. They need to get this one out now. Cameron Wright. Bismarck trying to disrupt it. Norkia tackles Cameron Wright, but the ball comes out. Oh, it's been knocked on by Francois Venter, and his first touch in the Sharks jersey, not a good one. He was into a little half gap there, but Butterfingers let him down. Johannes Pyn says hoe pinker hoe stinker, en Alfie says die opdraande is as jy van suid na noord speel. Yeah, I don't know exactly how the stadium looks like, but from on my screen they're playing from left to right, Alfie. Right, so it is going to be a scrum down to the Bulls here, round about between the halfway and the 10-meter line, inside Sharks territory in the middle of the field. It's going to be Zach Berger to feed this one in. What can they do with this one? Is the Bulls solid scrum from both sides this time round, as WJ Steenkamp can't control that ball and Cameron Wright has picked it up. Here's a chance now for the Sharks from the halfway line, right in the middle of the field. Pepsi Buthelezi gets it out to Boeta Chamberlain, who puts it on the boot, looking for a bit of space in behind and nearly getting it, but again just taken by David Krill. Takir Abrams, oh, he steps Takir Abrams, and here comes David Krill now, up over the 22, up to the 10-meter line. He's brought down. Now Zach Berger needs to get this out. They come to Chris Smith, Out through the back door to Harold Forster. Goes with a little cross kick to Sabun Nkosi. But it's going to go directly into touch. And it's going to be a Sharks line out just outside the Bulls 22. Good run there from David Kriel, putting the pressure on the Sharks after Takir Abrams missed that tackle. And must say that's one of the area where Takir Abrams maybe lack at this stage, and that is on the defense as well. Quality player, twinkle toes, good ball skills, good handling skills, but just his defense letting him down a little bit. Right, so Kieran van Vuren throws this, or will throw this one in for the Sharks, just outside the Bulls 22 on the right hand side of the field. Taken by Gerbrand Grobler now off the back, Cameron Wright. Cameron Wright throws a low Dobby, he's into the gap, 5 meters out from the try line in the middle of the field. He's brought down now, quick ball, Thomas Latoy, Dylan Richardson. Sets it up for the Sharks now, right in the middle of the field, 5 meters out from the try line. Cameron Wright gets it out into Machunu. Machunu with a leg drive. He's held up well over, just short of the try line now. And it's going to be a penalty to the Sharks, offside by the Bulls. 5 meters out from the try line. Will the Sharks go quickly here? Apalila Fassi tries to go quickly, but he's stopped real quickly by the Sharks. They're going to go for touch here. Thanks, Alfie, for the aardrijkskunde, my bra. Appreciate it. Ethan says, I reckon Guru volume is higher for this beloved Sharks. Now I try to be as unbiased as possible, Ethan. 8.5 minutes gone. The Sharks now with a line out 5 meters out from the Bulls try line. To the back they go, but stolen by Norkia, and it's David Kriel who's going to kick this downfield. The Takir Abrams have travelled back to the halfway line now. Gets it out to Apalila Fassi. Fassi's going to have a run straight into Zach Berger, just up over the 10 meter line in the middle of the field. Now Cameron Wright waiting for it, gets it out to Nchunu. Nchunu driven back in a tackle there by Walt Steenkamp. Sharks going backwards at the moment. Cameron Wright just waiting for this ball. Looks like he's going to go with the box kick over the top from here. Will there be chasers? Takir Abrams are going after this one. Just outside the 22. Well taken by Chris Smith. Gets it away now. Bismarck du Plessis. Marcel Coetzee takes on the defense. Penalty advantage there for a grass cutter tackle. Cornel Hendrik steps past Werner Kok, and now it's Sabu Nkosi. Nkosi up to the halfway line. He's right on the left-hand side of the field here as Zach Berger now looking to clear this one. Gets it out Marcel Coetzee. Marcel Coetzee stopped on the halfway line, and the referee's going to blow on his whistle. And they might even go upstairs to have a look at that grass cutter tackle from the Sharks. We've had 10 minutes played in this game. 10 minutes gone, and looks like Marius van der Westhuizen. Well, in fact, it's Ben Tapua who's down injured at the moment for the Sharks. So it's not looking good for him. Let's just have a look here. Marcel Coetzee. Well, you could argue and say that it wasn't really a grass cutter tackle, but he slipped. Nothing in that really. I don't know where that injury came from, but overall, it's been a very good game so far between the two sides. Stop-start the first 3 minutes of the game, but after that, it's looked really good so far. So Tapawai is going to have to leave the field here. He's not looking in good shape at the moment. Alfie Visser sê die veld is eintlik gelyk, maar dis 'n ou legende. Moersebas says, let's rile this chat up a bit, ladies. So, why did the Sharks bought Ben Tupai, not a good player at all? And that's what I don't understand with the Sharks. I mean, they now have Rowan Janssen van Rensburg, and they have Francois Venter, along with Lukanya Am. Yes, they are on Springbok duty, Lukanya Am, most of the time. He's out injured now. Rowan Janssen van Rensburg would have played today if it wasn't for the suspension. But now you've got a guy like Ben Tupai playing there for the Sharks, but you've got a youngster in Manus Potgieter, who is warming the bench. And I mean, the Sharks lost Jeremy Ward to Stade Francais and went and bought Ben Tapawai, where they could have just easily have tried to keep Jeremy Ward. Not that I rated Jeremy Ward very highly, but I do believe that everybody deserves a chance. Sakabula says, LOL, yellow card. No, it's not going to be a yellow card. It's just a stoppage in play. A penalty only for the grass cutter tackle, according to the referee. James says, this Bulls looks dangerous. They do. When on the counter-attack, they look really well. As Manus Potgieter now gets onto the field, as Gareth Britt says, Manus Potgieter is a future Bok. There's so many talent in South Africa. It's just about using them in the right way, you know. Sean Everett looking concerned there over that injury of Ben Tapawai, but no real need to fear. Marnus is an Affy boy, says Gareth. So all the way from Pretoria is Marnus Potgieter then. Quality players over the years from Affies, as well as from Grey College, as well as from Paul Gymnasium and all those big teams in the country as well. So still attending to that injury on Ben Tapawai. Mr. Guru, is die Bulle fans die dwarste in Suid-Afrika? Ja, look, Moosebos, I love the rivalry between the Sharks and the Bulls, and for me, it's almost like a Springboks All Blacks game. I know many people will argue and say the Bulls Western Province game or the Bulls Stormers game are the biggest local derby that you can get, but in my eyes, based on the last couple of seasons where the Bulls and the Sharks have dominated most of the local play, I would say that comes close to an All Black Springbok game for me. So Ben Tapawai has now left the field. Manus Potgieter is on, so this game will continue now with the score still being 0-0 at the moment. It is going to be a penalty to the Bulls for that tackle from Ben Tapawai, which led to this injury as well. So the Bulls now from just outside their own 22 will get this penalty. Runabout in the middle of the field. Time is back on now, and Chris Smith will kick this downfield for the Bulls. Troy Pearson says, and Lily Bester, come on Bulls, slaan hulle nou hard. So that kick is going to go out, roundabout between the 10 and the 22 of the Sharks on the right hand side of the field here for the Bulls. Sakabula says South Africa doesn't really need overseas players. We have so much talent. We even supply other countries with internationals. Absolutely. Right, here comes the throw in, taken by Waldstein. Comes Zach Berger, now Chris Smith. Harold Foster straightening the line. Good tackle from Buddha Chamberlain. Now it's the Bulls again, taken up by Waldstein. Come again now, Zach Berger, Bismarck du Plessis. Good tackle on him, just outside the 22 now. Zach Berger to the left-hand side of the field. Yes, a bit of space. Johan Goosen back on the inside to Cornel Hendricks, who knocks it on 10 meters out from the try line. The Sharks now have possession 5 meters out. And the referee's going to blow on his whistle for the knock-on from Cornel Hendricks. Johan Goosen maybe should have gone to the left to Sabun Nkosi instead of passing back on the inside. Oh, they might have, jersey pulling from the Sharks, and first Dylan Richardson and then Manus Potgieter. So this could be a penalty to the Bulls then. Just a slight touch on Cornel Hendricks, who rightfully asked the touch judge there. But whether it's going to be blown, we'll have to wait and see. No. In fact, the referee's going to stick with his first decision. Knock on by the Sharks, up by the Bulls. 10 meters out from the Sharks try line. About 5 meters out from the right-hand touch line of the Sharks. Scrum again goes up, and they're going to have to reset it again. Troy Pearson says, Lorenzo Julius, ek dink Bulls gaan die ene wen, says Jonathan. And Cameron says, afternoon Guru. Valandre says, go Bulls, I got Bulls. And so far the Bulls looked at more dangerous of the two sides. 12 minutes played in this game. The scrums at the moment not doing very well. We have only seen 1 or 2 solid scrums. Apart from that, it's been penalty to the Bulls and a couple of resets. Another big scrum here from the Bulls, and Cameron Wright now at the back gets it out to Francois Venter, who just sets it up for the Sharks 10 meters out from the try line. Moving infield here is the Sharks, down to Kamanchunu. Sharks just setting things up, slowing it down inside their own 22 at the moment. Now Cameron Wright, back it comes to Boeta Chamberlain, puts it on the boot and finds a good clearance kick round about on the 10 meter line of the Sharks. Between the 10 and the 22 of the Sharks, the Bulls again with an opportunity to get some points on the board. Bismarck du Plessis to throw this one in for the Bulls. Right, goes to Norkia, Zach Berger now. It's Chris Smith, flat pass to Harold Foster again, who straightens the line. In the middle of the field, Zach Berger now. It's W.J. Steenkamp takes it up. Now Zach Berger again, Bismarck du Plessis. They're just bumping up with the forwards at the moment, is the Bulls side. And it's going to be a penalty against the Sharks there for not releasing on the ground this Thomas du Toit. So chance now for the Bulls to get the first points of the game. Chris Smith signaling to go for goal just outside the 22, about 25 meters out from the right hand touchline. The Bulls now with the chance to get the first points of the game with this penalty kick coming up from Chris Smith. Hendrick very happy with that decision then. So the Bulls looking for the first points of the game. Shouldn't be a difficult kick for Chris Smith. We've seen him miss one of these before, but he's grown a lot since then. Lionel says, Kombala Kontrapala. Chris Smith with this first penalty attempt. Taking his time with this kick. 14 minutes gone in this first half. And it's been a bit of stop-start affair most of the time. That kick goes over eventually after the touch judges had to have a look at each other a little bit. But the Bulls on the board. It's 3 points to 0 here after 15 minutes of play in this first half. Frikkie Kreer says, good afternoon, how's it going, Frikkie? And then Gideon says, should have gone for the line-out. Yeah, points are vital, and it looks like it's going to be a low-scoring game by the looks of it at the moment, Gideon. So maybe just to settle things down. Boersebaas says, nog nooit gehoor van 'n pink bil nie. You are looking for trouble, Boersebaas. Right, here we go with the restart then, and deep kick in taken by Steenkamp. And driven back inside his 22 here. Zach Berger now waiting for it. Looks like he's going to go with the box kick over the top. And straight down the middle of the field, that one, Apalila Fassi waiting for it on the halfway line. He's going to sprint and goes with a little break up to the 10 meter line. Brought down very quickly though by the Sharks. Now Thomas du Toit puts his head down. Now Cameron Wright, Boeta Chamberlain with a kick again. Looking for space in behind. But it's well taken by David Krill inside the 22. Kicks it downfield. Also not going to find touch. Finds Apalila Fassi again. Now up over the halfway line. Oh, great tackle from Walt Steenkamp. And it's going to be a penalty to the Bulls, holding on there by Apalila Fassi. Looking to sidestep Walt Steenkamp and got the full force of the number 4 lock. And in the process, gave away the penalty for holding on there. So 16 minutes gone, another penalty to the Bulls, this time just inside their own half to the right hand side of the field. Chris Smith with a kick, and that's going to find touch between the 10 and the 22 of the Sharks. Boersebaas, well, no, Antoinette Gerber says, hi Guru, you miss your Stormers Sharks. And then Lionel says, ons sal dat Talbot praat groot. Donovan Fisher says, Sharks feeling out Bulls. Watch this Sharks second half. Bismarck du Plessis, Walt Steenkamp on the back. Zach Berger now. Chris Smith straightening it up as Marco van Staden up over the 10 meter line. Gets it flat to Cornel Hendricks again. Making good headway as the Bulls now just running the numbers. Bismarck du Plessis with a strong run up to the 22 meter line. He goes. Just strong running from the Bulls. Now a little kick over the top here from the Bulls. But it's going to be a penalty offside from the Bulls players. And not a good decision from Zach Berger to go with a little chip kick over the top there. Why? On the front foot, making the meters and then kicking away, silly possession. And conceding a penalty in the process as well. Right, so penalty to the Sharks, then 5 meters out from the right and touchline on their side of the field. Put Chamberlain now to kick this downfield. James says, that's it. Walt is so jy laaste wedstryd vir die Bulls speel. So Walt Steenkamp as well as Marcel Coetzee leaving the Sharks, the Bulls, after this game, I think. So offside by Johan Goosen and David Kriel there. The idea may be right, but the Sharks' cover defense was there anyway. So a poor decision. Cameron says, well, if Springboks don't want to select you, go play for a different nation. No one is stopping you. Right, so the Sharks now with the driving maul. They're not gaining any ground, just going to the touchline. And they need to get this one out. Cameron Wright goes to the box kick over the top. Now the chase coming from the Sharks, but it's way too deep and directly into touch. So line out all the way back for the Bulls. Too many silly mistakes at the moment from both sides, really. Just not allowing this game to get flowing. Frikkie Kreer says, hello. How's it, Frikkie? Right, so the throw-in to come for the Bulls, then Bismarck du Plessis. Cameron asking how many Springboks in the Sharks team today. So Apelile Fassi is there. Francois Venter. In the backline also, that's, I think, the backline. Oh, great little run here from Johan Goosen. Up over the halfway line now. Another kick from Zach Berger over the top. This time there's nobody at the back. Van der Kok have to travel back and just kicks it into touch. 5 meters out from the Sharks try line. Here's a chance now for the Bulls. Well, we can quickly go and have a look at the Sharks lineup real quickly. Let's have a look there. So Apelile Fassi, Francois Venter, and Thomas de Toey and Tuko Ntuna as the Springboks. Then on the bench, they have only Sikumbuza Noche as Springbok there. So not too many Springboks featuring today for the Sharks. Right, here comes the Bulls from that lineup. Nortje takes it in, and here comes the driving maul. It's been sacked by the Sharks illegally. Bismarck du Plessis off the back. Still coming for the Bulls now as they look to get the first try of this game. Marcel Coetzee, 5 meters out from the try line, moving towards the middle of the field now as the Bulls. Steenkamp takes it up. Now it's again Walt Steenkamp. Zach Berger, Harold Forster, the pass out to Chris Smith. Beautiful little pass to Johan Goosen. And he goes over for the try. But the try's been awarded. It looked like it might have gone a little bit forward. But the try stands. And the Bulls have got the first try of this game. Clever little backflip pass from Harold Forster, or from Chris Smith to Johan Goosen. So the Bulls strike first here, and that's how you do it. Suspiciously forward, but either way, let's just have a look here. Yeah, definitely forward there. But the referee has awarded the try nonetheless. Will they go upstairs to have a look at it? Yes, they will. Yeah, they are going to go and have a look at it now. So try then disallowed until further notice. Let's just bring that score back to 3-0 then. Clock has been stopped here by Marius van der Westhuizen. It definitely looked forward. So I would be very surprised if this try is going to stand. Sharkbrain says Bulls will dominate the URC during the Autumn Nations series. So this is the last game before the URC takes a little bit of a break. There, that is forward. Yeah, and Johan Goosen knew it. When he went over the try line, he held his head with both hands. Yeah, Big Dion says, TMO, no try penalty Bulls. Yes, they should be coming back for a penalty to the Bulls then. Do you think there will be an upset next week, South Africa versus Ireland? I'm really interested in how France will fare against South Africa. As an All Blacks fan, I'm seeing them losing at least 3 of this year's end of year tour. Japan came close. Yeah, so I'm leaving that for a week. During the week I will make a video on that, but I can tell you it's going to be a rough end of year tour for the Springboks, Cameron. So time back on, try not allowed, and the Bulls now going for the corner here, trying to set up a line-up to get the try. 21 or 22 minutes gone in this first half. The Bulls now 5 meters out from the try line. Bismarck du Plessis, Ruan Orkia takes it in. The maul has been set by the Bulls now, and starting to move forward is the Bulls now. Controlled at the back by Bismarck du Plessis. And the Sharks doing well to counter maul this, but gives away another penalty. And now Zach there with a little clever little kick, just unable to collect it was David Krill there. And now an off the ball scuffle between Vincent Chichuka and Bismarck du Plessis. This could be a change in the penalty here. Bismarck du Plessis charging Vincent Chichuka with a shoulder into touch there. So what should have been a penalty to the Bulls now could easily be overturned and be given to the Sharks. Shark Brain says lots of money to be made in that Wales-New Zealand game. Yeah, I do believe that is true. Right, so Marius van der West stays in, is just going to award the penalty to the Bulls. Not going to go and have a look at the other incident off the ball then. But it is, well, wait, time is off. So the referee having a chat with Thomas de Toey now. And Marcel could see her just listening in on that. Ethan says, I will take a 50% win rate against Italy and someone else. 75% wins, I would be quite happy. 100% win rate would be sensational as a Bok fan. Yeah, it's going to be tough, man. It's going to be difficult beating Ireland and France. The only team for me, I think, that could be beaten is England at this stage, because they're very in a similar position as the Springboks. So that's definitely one of the games we are going to have a look. Oh, Bismarck in some serious trouble here. They've just shown the replay of that shoulder charge, and the shoulder straight to the face of Vincent Chichuka. So this could be massive. Let's just see what the referee decides here. Well, no, it's just a penalty overturned, so the Sharks get the penalty instead then, and Buta Chamberlain will be able to kick this one away for the Sharks. So good to see that the referee didn't make a mockery out of that one. So Bismarck guilty of overturning that penalty. The Sharks now find touch between the halfway and the 10-meter line inside their own half. Sakabula says we have the hardest tour from all the Southern Hemisphere teams. When last did France play in South Africa? Right, so what could have been 10 points to 0 now stays 3 points to 0, and the Sharks with the line-out throw from the 10-meter line inside their own half. Now Gabran Grobler takes it. It's going to be a penalty to the Bulls then. Obstruction from the Sharks at that maul. And you can see the referee's very strict lately on that rule at the maul. We've seen a couple of tries being disallowed over the course of the last couple of weeks, as Chris Smith signals to have a shot at goal from the 10-meter line, about 20 meters out from the right-hand touchline here. Big Dion says, got lucky, should have been a yellow. At least should have been a yellow, Big Dion. But I'll take it. I don't like cards in games. I think it's unfair advantage. So I'm happy just to play on. So Chris Smith now with the penalty attempt here for the Bulls to make it 6 points to 0. Let's see if we can get this one. 45 meters out, 61% probability, and degrees angle on the kick. Barry says looked like a head-on-head collision and no arms there by Bismarck. What do you think, Guru? It looked bad from that replay. At least yellow card, at worst red card, but I'm happy to play on. Like you guys know, I don't like cards in games. So that kick from Chris Smith goes over, and it's 6-0 for the Bulls here, going into the last 15 minutes of this first half. Sharks guilty, and a discipline not helping at the moment. Ethan says one of the hardest to Australia have a tough one too. Scotland, France, Italy, Ireland and Wales, I think. And then Hendrik says I agree, cards do spoil games. So 15 minutes to go in this first half now as Boeta Chamberlain gets us back underway here for this one. It's a high hanging kickoff and well taken by Walt Steenkamp just outside the 22 of the Bulls. Zach Berger now waiting for it. They're about 10 meters out from the right hand touchline here. Marco van Staden sets it up for the Bulls. Zach Berger just slow ball coming back for the Bulls then from this ruck. But I must say they played a lot better at the breakdown as the Bulls at the moment than the previous couple of games. That box kick over the top, not a great one, and picked by Takir Abrams on the 10-meter line inside Bulls territory now. Here comes the Sharks. Pepsi Buthelezi. Oh, it's a beautiful little offload to Kamachunu, nearly into a gap there, but well defended by the Bulls. Another ball spills loose. It's Rua Merkio who picks it up for the Bulls. Big counter ruck here from the Sharks, however, but the Bulls get it back now. Johan Goosen. Oh, it's a sloppy pass through the back and picked up by Zach Berger 5 meters out from his own 22. Driven back in a tackle now. They're going to need a scrum off. Here's the Bulls right on the left hand side of the field. Chris Smith works the blind side. Good tackle from Francois Venter on him just outside the 22. Here comes Rua Merkio now, sets his head up just outside the 22, moving towards the middle of the field. Still unable to get quick ball now. Zach Berger with another box kick over the top here. The chase coming from Sabu Nkosi, but way too far. Chamberlain has collected now. Palila Fassi slips in the tackle right on halfway. The Sharks are not keeping their ball at the breakdown at the moment. A little knock on from Bismarck, and it will be a scrum down to the Sharks right on the halfway line in the middle of the field. Cameron says, I think all Southern Hemisphere teams have a tough end of year tour. In fact, Cameron, I know you do support the All Blacks, and I'm backing the All Blacks to win all of their games on this end of year tour. I think they're going to beat England, they're going to beat Wales, and then they're going to have another one against who else do they play? But I know Wales and England are the two big ones, and they've got Scotland as well, I think. So I honestly think that they can win all their games at this end of year tour. Shark Brain, the refs are ruining the game. Everything is a red card for them, and the IRP with all the rules is ruining the game. Another big scrum from the Bulls, but this time it's going to be a penalty against the Bulls on the halfway line for the Sharks, and this is well in reach of Boeta Chamberlain from the halfway line. Remember, they are playing at altitude here. So, yeah, and he's going to signal to have a shot at goal here as Boeta Chamberlain. Johan Engelbrecht says, lekker bulle vanaand Browns hy Sharks met hulle skibbe. So, it is going to be a chance now for Boeta Chamberlain to put the first points on the board for the Sharks. The rules is why Australia is struggling to get guys to convert to Union. They choose League because they don't have to worry about the head tackles as much as Union, says Cameron. Right, so let's see what happens. Boeta Chamberlain with the penalty attempt here from the halfway line. It's his first kick of the match, so let's see if he's going to be accurate or not. 28 and a half minutes gone. We probably should correct that time there. Let's just do that. The kick from Boeta Chamberlain is well struck, and well, that's gone over. So a good kick there from Boeta Chamberlain puts the Sharks on the board here, 6 points to 3, and both teams now on the board hopefully we'll see a try or two from here on in. Chris Smith to restart this then for the Bulls with 11 minutes to play in this first half. Who will get the first try of this game, if any, at this stage? A deep kick in taken by Cameron Wright, then puts it on the boot. Where's he going to find touch? That's a massive kick from Cameron Wright, finding touch all the way over the halfway line of the Bulls there. That is a solid kick from the number 9. Yeah, right on halfway, this line out. Can one of these teams take the initiative and start dominating this game? It's been very much even at the moment between the two sides. Discipline and handling errors at the helm here between the two. Now Zach Berger, Chris Smith passes out to corner Hendricks, David Kriel on a loop around, but the pass gone begging for the Bulls now. David Kriel needs to kick this downfield and gets in a massive kick himself there, finding touch on the 22-meter line. One could always argue and say that it's gone a 50-22 there, but yeah, David Kriel looks in amusement to the touch judge there, but I think it will be a Sharks line out just outside of the 22. Yeah. Sakabula says, I really hope the All Blacks beat England. Yeah, no, look, any team playing against England I support. Sorry. Right, so Kieran van Vuuren with a throw in here for the Sharks. Just outside of their own 22. Taken by Gabran Grobler now. The Sharks have set up another maul here. Surely can't be serious trying to maul this from their own 22. Now Cameron Wright is going to go with the box kick over the top. It is Takir Abrams chasing after it, and David Kriel has messed it up a little bit there, but the referee is going to call him back for a penalty offside by the Sharks. Players in front of the kicker, and that is really disappointing. Yeah, so the Bulls now with another opportunity, and you might expect the Bulls to maybe kick this to the corner here and try and set up a try. Yeah, exactly what they are going to do. So Chris Smith going to kick this to the corner now and setting up a 5-meter line out for the Bulls here from the Sharks try line. Brem says a little high on the mic volume, I think, Guru. So let's see if we can maybe just slow it down a little bit here. Let's have a look. Is it better? So here comes the Bulls now on the attack. 5 meters up from the try line. Oh, it's going to be a penalty against the Bulls there, coming in from the side and paying the price. Gideon Ploikie says try time. No, in fact, it's going to be a penalty against the Bulls again with 8 minutes to play in this first half. 11J said also says, hope you are well. Thanks. 11J said, I am good. Thank you. Vincent says Sharks win today. Oh, that kick's not going to find touch. And here comes David Kriel now on the counter attack. He's going to run it up to just short of the 22 in the middle of the field now. Zach Berger, Chris Smith is caught behind the advantage line. Tackled by Sibudelezi. Gets the pass away. Zach Berger now. Here they come again through Klopper. Zach Berger again now. It's Mosaukits here. Harold Foster on a loop around Johan Goosen to Cornel Hendricks, but it's gone forward. Johan Goosen just unable to control that ball, and it goes forward in the process. So not a great game from him so far. Johan Goosen looking out of sorts at the moment in this Bulls setup. He's running good angles, but just not able to capitalize on it. Mike asked, does anyone know the latest on the Piwet Yankees? So rumor has it that Piwet Yankee will be playing for the Sharks. He will be start training with the Sharks early next year, and then will be playing with them towards the end of middle next year. Mike, so that's the rumor. Then Sharkman says Sam Cane and Dane Coles ruled out of the Wells clash. Yeah, Sam Cane's got an injury, and then not sure about Dane Coles, but yeah, 11J says, nice to see a big crowd today. Yeah, plenty of people there. No, you're not going to get a sold out stadium anymore these days in South African rugby. So, yeah, it's good to see that there is enough support. From going back to the time when there was only around 3,000 people showing up at the stadium. So good to see this. So there is a water break at the moment here. So let's just stop the clock and we will run it back to about 7 minutes to go in this first half when play resume. So here we go with the scrum. So it's a Sharks scrum here between the 10 and the 22 of the Sharks, about 10 meters out from the right hand touch line. Yeah, there we go. Clarence have just summed it up for us. Sakabula asking, Guru, what was that noise you're broadcasting from the Ukraine? No. So penalty to the Bulls there from that scrum again. So just to clear it up, Sakabula, that is my dog outside jumping against the gate. People walking past the gate. So he's a very, very, very angry Burbull. So yeah, not happy with the people walking next to the gate, and that's the noise that you heard. Val Fable says, who are these little unknown teams playing? Do they compete with the Stormers? Oh, Val. Right, so a penalty to the Bulls, and they are going to have a shot at goal, it seems, from here. And Chris Smith now lining it up from the 10-meter line, about 10 meters out from the left-hand touch line. 11J said, who were favourites for this game? Bulls? Yeah, they are the favourites to win this game. So 6 minutes to play in this first half. The Bulls 6, the Sharks 3, with this penalty attempt to come. And Chris Smith have struck it gold. It goes over. So it is now 9 points to 3 to the Sharks. Both teams not doing well with the discipline at the moment. Clarence Lowe says, I had my suspicion that you had a Burbull. Yeah, no, have to have it in these times in South Africa, you know. You have to have a very angry dog. Right, so Buddha Chamberlain to get us back underway again here from the halfway line. 5.5 minutes to go. Chamberlain with the restart then. And here comes the restart. Zach Berger has collected it for the Bulls inside the 22. Bismarck du Plessis now waiting for it. He's going to be the scrum off for this one. Gets it out to Gerard Steenekam. Slow ball coming back for the Bulls inside the 22 at the moment. Slow ball, Zach Berger goes with a box kick over the top, and here comes the chase from David Krill. It's Ntuka Machuno who tried to be underneath that ball. The ball spills loose from the Bulls' hands, so it's going to be a scrum down for a knock on there from the Bulls. Roundabout on the 10-meter line of the Bulls. Hendrik says the vibe is not the same at Loftus as in the old days with Matfield and Naas. Lionel Bradenbach says moist the Telbor. Thanks. The Stormers are genuine Burbula, says Val Sables. Win prediction 85% for the Bulls, 2% for the draw, and 13% for the Sharks as it stands at the moment with 4 minutes to go in this first half. Cameron Wright now will feed this one in for the Sharks. It's been a real stop-start game affair so far. It's Buthelezi off the back now. Needs support though from Takir Abrams. Sharks getting that ball back now. Venter on a loop around. Buddha Chamberlain nearly into the little half gap, but brought down by Steenkamp. And now Gabran Grobber takes it up for the Sharks. Between the 22 and the 10, the ball spills loose. And now it's the Bulls who kick it downfield. The chase now coming. Takir Abrams having to go back. Cornel Hendricks after it now. Look at Twinkle Toes. Tries to get past Cornel Hendricks. Can't do so. And the ball has been ripped there by the Bulls now on the 10-meter line of the Sharks. Here they come again now. It's Klopper. Now Zach Berger. So a nice little pass, David Kriel into space, gets the pass out to Marcel Coetzee, and Coetzee's going to score the try for the Bulls under the post, and the Bulls strike again, and just what they didn't want at the moment. Here's the Sharks, 14 points to 3 with the conversion to come. Well, nice little breakout try there. Bismarck du Plessis stealing that ball on the ground brilliantly. Then quick ball, David Kriel, just that little timing of the ball to David Kriel into the gap, gets the pass out to Marcel Coetzee, and under the sticks go the Bulls. Lionel says, no praat die telbord. Alright, so the conversion attempt from Chris Smith should be a gimme really. So we can just add that 2 points then. So 16 points to 3 with 2 minutes to play in this first half. So the Sharks again disappointing so far. Halftime score should be around 16 points to 3 unless the Sharks can hit back quickly from this restart. So we'll put that Chamberlain will restart it in for the Sharks now. Bulls supporters ecstatic by that try. Chamberlain to, well, they're taking their time to restart this game as the Sharks. Bismarck Gilmerlet says Clarence. Puta Chamberlain will now finally get this restart going for us. Alexander says, Middag Guru, goed om jou weer te sien. Thanks Alexander. The restart sloppy from the Bulls, but Zach Berger manages to control that one just outside the 22 of the Bulls now in the middle of the field. Marcel Coetzee at scrum off here for the Bulls. Gets it out to Chris Smith, kicks it downfield. And not going to find touch into the hands of Puta Chamberlain now. He's going to run it up to the 10-meter line. Now goes for the 50-22. And that's a really good kick from him. But the ball just doesn't want to go out. So Nkosi gets it out to Chris Smith. 10 meters out from their own try line. And he puts it on the bird and fine touch. Round about between the 10 and the halfway line inside Bulls territory. So it is going to be a line out to the Sharks with about a minute to play in this first half. Shark Princess, will South Africa put India out of the Cricket World Cup today? Bulls to win the first half and the second. So Kieran van Vuren to throw this in now. To the back they go. Pepsi Buthelezi take Cameron Wright. Puta Chamberlain. Front row Fenter tries to hit a half gap. Nowhere to go though. Penalty advantage to the Sharks. Now it's Apalila Fassi stepping. Gets the pass inside to Vincent Chachuka. Up to the 22. The Sharks now go. Cameron Wright. Back it comes now to Mana Spotgieter into the gap. And he could go all the way. Another step from him. Try another post here for the Sharks. And the stroke of halftime, it's Mana Spotgieter who dots down for the Sharks. And a moment of brilliance from the individual. Gets the try for the Sharks. And it should be a gimme conversion as well. So let's just put that on the board already. Antoinette Gerber says, Paul, moenie moeilikheid soekie. And then Myers says, Betway. So Mana Spotgieter opens things up for the Sharks here with their first try of the game. 11J says, another good try. I love Sunday rugby. And then Ethan says, Sharks needed that before halftime. So still the conversion to come, but I've added the 2 points already because it's right in front. And over it goes. So 16 points to 10 it is here at halftime. The Sharks managing to come back into this on the stroke of halftime. What looked like another dominant performance from the Bulls in the first half. So now looks a lot better for the Sharks. 16 to 10 as we head into halftime. Jan Elof says go Sharks. Antoinette Gerber says lekker Sharks. Plenty of support either side of the field here in the comment section as well today. So I'm going to take a quick break, but when we do come back, we will be doing the second half of this game. So don't go anywhere. Right, guys, we are back here for the second half, and it's 16 points to 10 at halftime here between the two sides. The Bulls looked like they were going to run away with this game at one stage, but the Sharks managing to strike back just before halftime in what has been a really disappointing first half for me personally. A very stop-start affair between the two sides, and also a lot of errors and penalties and discipline really not working out for both teams at the moment. The scrums have been scrappy. The lineouts have been okay. The mauling from the lineouts not so good. Plenty of penalties off the mauls as well. So really no team really getting going. And then the Bulls looked like they were going to draw away of 16 points to 3 at one stage. But then the Sharks came back on the stroke of half time. So it is what it is then. So let's quickly go and have a look at some of the players, how they've fared so far in this game. We're first going to have a look at the Sharks one. So Fussy has been quiet at the back. He's done the basics right for them. Did get caught a couple of times on his own, trying to run it from the back. Maybe try and do that a little bit less. Vanderkok has been quiet but good on defense. Francois Venter has been good on defense. Ben Tapawai got injured early on in that first half, so he's left the field. Takir Abrams, a good first half from him, but again defensively not great. Buddha Chamberlain and Cameron Wright has been decent, and so they have been really good. And then Pepsi Buthelezi, Tutuku and Richardson quiet today, just doing the donkey work at the moment for the Sharks. Iron Andrews and Grobler has struggled along with Thomas de Toey, Van Vieren and Chunu in the front. The Bulls dominating at scrum time, which is quite surprising to see at the moment. Then the Bulls, Johan Goosen has been disappointing, out of position a couple of times, a few handling errors down the line as well, so not the greatest of game from him. David Kriel is having a phenomenal game. Cornel Hendricks along with Harold Foster strong in the midfield. Sabu Nkosi has been quiet, haven't had a lot of chances so far, so expecting a little bit more from him in that second half as well. And Chris Smith and Zach Berger has been decent. WJ Steenkamp has been really good. Van Staden and Kutsia doing the donkey work as well, and doing really good so far. Then Ruan Norkia and Walt Steenkamp outplaying Gerbrand Grobler and Hiron Andrews at the moment, along with Francois Klopper, Bismarck Duplessis and Gerard Steenkamp having a monster of a game at the moment. And I must say, Bismarck, for his age, is having a monster of a game again, and really outplaying the youngster from the Sharks at the moment. But that is it, what it is so far for the first half. We're about waiting for the second half to start here. And Simslayer says Rugby Guru. Musabar says this game is between American Mafia money, Pilchards, and Motsepi Rupert Russian money. No matter what you look at it, it's toxic, corrupt money. Wow, that's a big statement to make, Mursabas there. Then Simslayer says Simpiwe Matanzima in, so he will probably come on in the second half. And then Alexander Weideman says Guru, jammer om te vra, maar weet jy wat die cricket score is? So unfortunately, I don't know what the score is, Alexander. Maybe one of the other players, maybe Paul Boer-Patter can maybe tell us the score there, because I know he is watching the cricket as well. So if you can maybe just give us a little bit of idea what the cricket score is at the moment. So we're about to start the second half. It's going to be the Sharks to kick this game off for us, and it's Buddha Chamberlain who's going to kick this one for us. It's a high hanging kickoff from him, and it's well collected by the Sharks this time, just outside the Bulls 22, and the Sharks have got this just outside. Ntuka Mchunu at scrum half. Oh, knock on from Thomas de Toey, I think that is, but referee says play on. Francois Venter has got that ball behind the advantage line, so between the 10 and the 22 now. Pepsi Buthelezi takes it up for the Sharks. 5 meters out from the 22, Cameron Wright. Apalila Fussy with a little grubber through the bounce of the ball. It's kind for Zach Berger, gets it back to Chris Smith, who kicks it downfield, and he's going to find a massive touch run about between the 10 and the 22 of the Bulls. So Johnny Douglas says 5 overs left. We need 39 runs of 5 overs with 7 wickets in hand. And then let's hope for a win. Please get rid of that ugly name. We need an original name. So, a minute played in the second half. The Bulls 16, the Sharks 10. And Kieran van Vuuren to throw this one in. Goes to the back. Vincent Chichuka now. It's Cameron Wright. Buddha Chamberlain on a loop around. Cameron Wright again gets it out to Francois Venter. To Apalila Fassi. Dylan Richardson going backwards. Are the Sharks at the moment. All the way back to the 10-meter line now. Apalila Fassi. Good defense from the Bulls at the moment. Cameron Wright gets it up now. Thomas de Toey. Buddha Chamberlain with a beautiful flat pass to Hiron Andrews, gets the pass out and to Conchudo. It's been knocked on by Manus Potgieter, and here comes the Bulls on the counter attack from the 22-meter line. Zach Berger now with a kick downfield, and the referee's got to blow on his whistle and come back for the knock on. What happened to advantage over if they kick it? So 2 minutes gone. Clock has been stopped here by the referee. An injury to one of the players here. Looks like Ntuku Mchunu, who has stayed down here for the Sharks. Oh, if that pass went to hand, it would have been try time on a spot hitter again. Bad luck there for the Sharks then. Just receiving some attention at the moment. Sakabula says, go Bulls, go Proteas. Let's do it, South African cricket. You can do it, says Musabas. So it will be a scrum down to the Bulls right on the 22-meter line inside their own half here, as Ntunu is now back onto his feet and ready to continue this game. Scrum down to the Bulls just outside their own 22 in the middle of the field here. Can the Sharks have a better second half at scrum time, or will the Bulls keep dominating here at scrum time? 2 minutes into the second half, 16 points to 10, the Bulls lead at the moment. So time should be back on now. There we go. And the scrum will now take place with Zach Berger to feed this one in for them. Alta van der Wal says, wat soek Goosen nog by die bulle? Bulls het hom nie nodig nie. Alta back Zach Berger, Chris Smith, flat pass to Cornel Hendricks, puts it on the boot. And directly into touch from Cornel Hendricks. So we will have a line out all the way back, just outside the 22 of the Bulls. So many mistakes in this in the first and second half so far, from both sides really. Between the 10 and the 22, line out to the Sharks. Just not the same level of rugby as we saw yesterday between the Stormers and the Lions. That was a very entertaining game between the two sides. Kieran van Vuuren now with a throw in, and line out wobbly from the Sharks. It's been stolen by Walt Steenkamp. Now it's Zach Berger who gets it out to David Krill, who puts it on the boot, and Takira Abrams have gone back for it from just outside his own 22, gets the pass out to Apalila Fassi, who's going to kick it straight down the middle of the field. Back for it is Chris Smith now, and he's put it on the boot and finds touch round about on the 10-meter line of the Bulls. Yeah, Goosen on form is good. It's as if Goosen is scared to play. Yeah, I don't know. Johan Goosen just not looking the real deal today, to be quite honest. Antoinette Gerber says, Stormers the best, tell them Guru, for me only. Yeah, look, the Stormers are playing some great rugby at the moment. And that line out taken by Gabran Grobler now, Cameron Wright, Buta Chamberlain, Francois Venter, oh man, a spot hitter knocks the ball on in a thumping tackle from the Bulls. So it will be scrum down to the Bulls on the 10-meter line inside their own half. And very much similar to what has been happening in that first half. Too many mistakes. Johannes Payne says 34 runs with 26 balls and 6 wickets in hand. Can the Proteas do this for South Africa? Mike says Huisson is overrated. Look, Huisson played really good rugby when he came back initially from France and started for the Bulls in 2020, 2021. He was really good, but since then injured most of the time and not getting game time and just struggling to get back into form. Zach Burger now to feed this one in for the Bulls. Picked up off the back, Steenkamp now. Chris Smith with a kick. Chris Smith, that's going to go directly into touch as well. What's going on? It's going to be a line out to the Sharks between the 10 and the 22 of the Bulls. So many unforced errors from both sides at the moment. Just not getting this game to flow. Dan Uester and Kalu Sadi making their way onto the field, as well as Bluer. So the Sharks bringing in that reinforcements at the moment. Oh, sorry, it's Dion Bluer and Dan Uester. No Kalu Sadi just yet. No, in fact, he is on. So Thomas de Toey and Tunu, as well as Karen van Vuren, leaving the field. Can the Sharks spark some magic at scrum time now with the big replacements on the field? Dan Uester with a throw into this line out. To the back they go again. This time Hiron Andrews to Cameron Wright. The throw in not straight from Dan Uester. And it's going to be a scrum down to the Bulls. This is just ridiculous. Really poor rugby from two professional sides at the moment. 5.5 minutes gone in this one. And now Zach Burger to feed this in for the Bulls. It's been really disappointing to watch this game. We've seen two really good tries, one from Marcel Coetzee for the Bulls and one try for Manus Potgieter for the Sharks. But apart from that, this game is really poor. Zach Burger to feed it in. Very physical nonetheless. Burger feeds it in and a solid scrum. More big drive from the Sharks, but picked up off the back by Walt Steenkamp. Can't get past Vincent Chichuku. As Zach Burger now back, it comes to Gerard Steenkamp on the 10-meter line inside Bulls territory at the moment. About 10 meters from the right hand touchline is the Bulls. Zach Burger to go with a box kick over the top again for the Bulls now. Just looks like they're both looking to see who's going to make the first mistake. Apalile Fassi takes that beautifully in the air, but brought down very quickly. And now here comes Dion Bluer, who takes it up to the halfway line for the Sharks. Cameron Wright waiting for this one to come out. And looks like he's going to go with the box kick over the top as well. Chase coming from Takir Abrams now. And the bounce of the ball not going for the Bulls. Chris Smith have managed to pick it up though. And now the Bulls have possession between the 10 and the 22. Ruan Orkia puts his head down in the middle of the field here. Now Zach Burger goes to the box kick over the top again. This could work out for the Bulls, but it's collected by Francois Vente. Apalile Fassi now. Van der Kok on the counter attack. The Sharks now. Here they come up to the 10-meter line of the Bulls. Need support though. The ball spills out loose. It's sloppy again from the Sharks, but a penalty to them on the 10-meter line inside Bulls territory, 5 meters from the right hand touchline. 7.5 minutes towards the 8-minute mark for this second half, as Cornel Hendricks got pinned there. Buta Chamberlain is going to kick this to the corner here for the Sharks. Let's see where this is going to finish off. Gets a beautiful kick in, 5 meters out from the Bulls try line. And this is the Sharks' first time, I think, that they've been 5 meters out from the Bulls try line. With a line out. Roxanne Sayer says, let's go Sharks. And then Leonard Barnard says, Bulls all the way. So here comes the Sharks. Dan Uester now. Gets it out to Gerbrand Grobler. James Venter also on the field for the Sharks. Now here comes the driving maul from the Sharks penalty advantage. Sacking that maul was the Bulls now. 5 meters out from the try line. Cameron Wright waiting for it. Gets it out to Francois Fenton. Now put to Chamberlain. Oh, it's a beautiful pass to Apelile Fassi as he runs in underneath the sticks for the Sharks. And a little bit of a showboat afterwards as the Sharks now can take the lead for the very first time in this game. Conversion to come right in front as Apelile Fassi gets the try for the Sharks. Well, the defense just non-existent there from the Bulls really as Fassi gets the try. Johan Goosen even not moving anywhere in that backline movement, just standing still as Fassi came in for the try. Alexander Weideman says, "Good, it lyk asof jy baie gewig verloor het." So, yeah, it's I have lost a little bit, Alexander, roughly, well, give or take about 8 kilos now, but I've picked up a little bit. It was around 10, 12 kilos at one stage, but it's the winter came and things got a little bit tricky again. But luckily the summer is back and we can start to work out a little bit again. The Sharks now take the lead 17 points to 16 here. And well-deserved lead now for the Sharks. Woeterbaas is die Bulle 'n plaasspannetjie, die Sharks 'n kerkspannetjie. Right, so with 30 minutes to play now, one of the Sharks players have left the field again here. Not quite sure who he is, but he has been gone off with a stretcher. The restart from the Bulls then, and Fassi with a kick downfield. And he's going to find touch runabout on the halfway line here. The Sharks now into the lead for the first time in this game. 17 points to 16. Yeah, it's Dylan Richardson who's left the field, and he doesn't look happy at all. Bismarck du Plessis now to throw this one in here for the Sharks. Martin Zima also on for Steenekamp. Also Mornay Smith for Klopper. Throw into Walt Steenkamp now. Zach Berger, Chris Smith, flat pass to Harold Foster, to Marco van Staden, up to the halfway line. Now Cornel Hendricks gets it out to Walt Steenkamp, to WJ Steenkamp over the 10-meter line they go now. The Bulls on the attack, looking much better. Now it's Marcel Kutsia. The ball spills loose for Chris Smith, and the Sharks have turned this over. Here's a chance for a counter, but sloppy from the Sharks at the back as well. And Apelile Fassi will kick this downfield, looking for the 50-22, and he's going to get it as well. A good recovery there from the Sharks, as it will be a line out to the Sharks, 5 meters inside the 22 of the Bulls. A really good kick from Apelile Fassi. So Chris Smith just knocking that ball backwards and then picked up by the Sharks, and then a kick from Fassi, 50-22. Now 10 meters out from the Bulls try line. Sharks now looking to take the dominance in this game. 17 points to 16 after trailing 16 points to 10 at halftime is the Sharks. Hendrik says, I told you the Sharks is going to win. So Dan Juster to throw this one in. To the back they go. Vincent Chichuka with a sloppy back flip pass there. Cameron Wright has taken it in, but isolated in the process. Penalty to the Bulls, holding on the ground. And that's just really disappointing. Quickly taken by Zach Berger. Zach Berger tackled by Carlu Sadi. Gets the pass out to David Krill, who puts it on the boot, kicks it downfield. Nobody at the back here for the Sharks. Fassi having to travel back inside the 22. Gets it out to Vanna Koch now. Vanna Koch to kick this downfield. And he's going to find touch roughly on the halfway line. Cricket wen ons daarom Guru, says Moorsebaas. Sounds like we're winning the cricket. So with 28 minutes to play, or 26 minutes to play in this game, it's still anybody's one at the moment. Hey Guru, soon we will be tuning in for early morning aerobics on your fitness channel. Yeah, Sakabula. Maybe, one of these days, maybe. Right, Bismarck du Plessis with the throw into this line-out. Ruan Norkia takes it, and here comes the driving maul from the Bulls now. Good headway from them with this driving maul. Looking unstoppable with this maul now, but suddenly the Sharks pushed them back. And at the heart of that, Carlos Sardi trying to disrupt them. Now the maul goes down. Zach Berger gets it out. Harold Foster on a loop around. Chris Smith gets it out to Johan Goosen. Puts in a little grabber kick. And it's well taken by Van der Kok inside the 22. Stravino Jacobs also on the field for the Bulls now, making that tackle. Sharks have possession inside the 22. So Cameron Wright waiting for it now, gets it out to Takir Abrams. Takir Abrams trying to run around Norkia, but a good tackle from him just outside the 22 of the Sharks. Big counter ruck here from the Bulls, but the Sharks get it back now. Vincent Chichuka. Good setup there, and the Sharks not doing well at the breakdown at the moment. Struggling. Apelila Fassi now comes in to support Dan Euston there on the ground. Why are the Sharks taking so long to get it out? Now Buta Chamberlain with a kick high up into the air. Francois Venter chasing after it. Well taken by Chris Smith. Right on the halfway line here for the Bulls. Sharks win the penalty. Well, they win the ball on the ground, and now Cameron Wright kicks it downfield, looking for another 50-22. The bounce of the ball. Oh, it's been kept in play by David Kriel, and Johan Goosen kicks away a soccer kick into touch on the 22-meter line of the Bulls. Madness at the moment for the Bulls. South Africa need 13 runs and 16 balls. Miller and Stubbs at the crease. The moment for the Proteas. Jan-Hendrik Wessels and Embros Papier now coming onto the field for the Bulls, as well as Sikambuzo Noche for the Sharks. Still anybody's game at the moment. Chichuku off the field, and the Sharks now with another attacking opportunity. Well, in fact, is it going to be a Bulls line out here? Did it touch one of the Sharks players, it seems? Yeah, so it touched one of the Sharks into touch. Norkia takes that in from just outside the 22 now. Jan-Hendrik Wessels off the back. Takes on Dan Euston, nearly gets past him, but good defense from Euston, and in the end, Martin Zima at scrum off here for the Bulls as Embros Papier caught there in the ruck. Now Marco van Staden just setting things up again for the Bulls. Moving to the right hand side of the field, about 10 meters out from the right hand touchline. Embros Papier looks like he's going to go with the box kick over the top now. Papier with the box kick over the top, and it's Takir Abrams waiting for it now. Gets it out to Apelila Fassi, who's coming to his own in the second. Up to the halfway line goes the Sharks now. Buta Chamberlain has numbers on the right. There's pass over the top to Manus Potgieter, and the Sharks now up to the 10-meter line inside Bulls territory. Cameron Wright, Buta Chamberlain, flat pass to Carlos Sardi on the 10-meter line of the Bulls. Cameron Wright again, Buta Chamberlain, the no-look pass to Dan Euston, but not gaining enough ground as the Sharks here. Cameron Wright again comes back to Apelila Fassi now. Tries to run around WJ Steenkamp, but can't do so, and it's going to be a penalty to the Bulls, holding on the ground by Apelila Fassi. Great work done there by the Bulls again, this time Embros Papier. So with 23 minutes to play in this game, it's still anybody's. Teresa says, think the Bulls are getting nervous now. That kick is going to find touch just about 5 meters outside of the 22 of the Sharks. Just outside the Sharks 22 here. And a chance now for the Bulls. Line out just outside the 22 of the Sharks now, with Jan-Hendrik Wessels to throw this one in for them. Can the Bulls strike again? It's taken by Walt Steenkamp, but did he knock that on? No, says the referee, play on. So Embros Papier right on the right-hand touchline. There's the call from the touch judge. So a little knock on then from Walt Steenkamp. Sharks put into the scrum just outside their own 22, 5 meters from the left-hand touchline. Also, Hanko Swanepoel now coming on for Walt Steenkamp. Another youngster with a very bright future ahead of him. So, with 22 minutes to go in this one, let's just correct that scoreboard again. So that's how it stands at the moment. 22 minutes to play in this game. Cameron Wright to feed this one in. Antoinette asks, Guru, can I please ask something? Isn't about rugby. No problem, Antoinette. Throw it. Hendrik says, not good, Bulls. So it's a scrum down to the Sharks just outside the 22. We've got 11 minutes to play, 21 minutes to play in this game. And it's still anybody's game at the moment. 21 minutes separating the Bulls and the Sharks at the moment. Just a 1 point difference between the two. Another reset scrum coming up for the Sharks now. Need to try and clear this ball as far as possible. Is the Sharks. Angelino asked, Guru, are you going to watch the Soccer World Cup in November? Well, I am definitely going to watch a few of the games, although I'm not going to do any commentary on it because it is shown across the world. Pepsi Buthelezi off the back takes it up nicely. Almost up to the 10-meter line is Pepsi Buthelezi. Cameron Wright now waiting for the ball, gets it out to Carlu Sadi. Carlu Sadi tries to dunk out of one tackle there. As Cameron Wright now waiting, looking to go the box kick over the top here. Goes with the box kick over the top. Takir Abrams chasing this one down. David Kriel underneath it. And then tackled by, well, not tackled and not held by Takir Abrams or James Venter. Up to the 10-meter line they go. Now it's Morne Smith, Chris Smith. Out to Harold Foster now. Here comes Stravino Jacobs. Stravino Jacobs up to the 10-meter line. Now Cornell Hendricks up. Slices back inside from the 22. Gets the offload to Harold Foster. 5 meters inside the Sharks. 22 now is the Bulls. On the attack. Here they come, Embros Papier. Hanko Swanepoel now. Sets it up for the Bulls in the middle of the field. Oh, the ball spills out there. And we're going to come back for a penalty to the Bulls on the 22-meter line. Antoinette Gerber, did everyone saw the contract, the music thing? Are you vote for Dodo, please? Yeah, so I haven't watched the contract. I've heard about it, but I've never watched it. So might go and have a look at that one, Antoinette. Right, so penalty right in front here for the Bulls, and a chance to go back into the lead here, as Chris Smith will line this one up. So, poor discipline from James Venter on that occasion, trying to steal that ball. But it is going to be Chris Smith now to line this one up right in front to put the Bulls back into the lead. Bulls have led for most of this game up until about just a couple of minutes after half time, when the Sharks went to score that try. The kick from Chris Smith straight through the middle, and the Bulls 19, the Sharks now 17 with 18 minutes to play. Yeah, roughly 18 minutes to play, sorry. So 18 minutes to go. It's a 2-point game now for the Bulls. Murtabar says, please, one Mursa says. So Grant Williams on the field for Cameron Wright as well now. Chance here for the Sharks to snatch victory from the Bulls at Loftus with 18 minutes to play. Buta Chamberlain with a restart. Everybody was in front of that kick, but the referees don't seem to look at that anymore. Harold Foster have taken that ball in right on the 22-meter line. And, it's going to be a penalty against the Sharks there. Holding on by Harold Foster. And right in front, a chance for the Sharks to regain the lead again after just losing it. Franz Harris says Sharks should take this one. Leonard says 30-17 end score Bulls. So Boeta Chamberlain is going to have a shot at goal here from right in front. And it should be a gimme really to put the Sharks back into the lead here. Good tackle on Harold Foster, and then Dan Uester very quickly over that ball to win the penalty for the Sharks. Paul says 6 of the last over needed. Well, the Proteas are leaving it late, aren't they? Jacobus van Staden says, I back the Sharks to win this game. Boeta Chamberlain from right in front now to put the Sharks back into the lead. Can they do just that now? 19-17 currently. Can Boeta Chamberlain put the Sharks into the lead again here? Yep, it's going to go straight through the middle. So Sharks now 20, the Bulls 19. And it's going to come down to this last 16 minutes of the game. Alexander says can go anyway. Yep, this one can really go anywhere. It's going to be Chris Smith to restart it in for the Bulls. A high-hanging kickoff just outside the 22 collected by Gerbrand Grobler now for the Sharks. While Grant Williams waiting for that ball to come out now. Looks like he's going to go with the box kick over the top. Nearly charged down by Hunker Swanepoel. But it's collected by Johan Goosen now, who's going to try and run it up to the halfway line. Tackled by Francois Venter. Good defense from the Sharks. Now Marco van Staden. Marco van Staden takes it up to the halfway line for the Bulls. Papier now. Norkier, Chris Smith on a loop around now. It's a Johan Goosen long cut-out pass to Stravino. Jacobs slips unfortunately. Just short of the halfway, the ball spills out. Johan Goosen regathers it, gets it out to Marcel Coetzee on the halfway line. Now Emrose Papier, Chris Smith, flat pass, it's taken by Jan Hendrik Wessels. Now corner, Hendricks into space, he goes. Can he beat the last defender? No, he can't get past Bassi. And now it's Emrose Papier. Papier could go all the way, he's been ankle tapped, but his momentum is going to take him over for the try. Emrose Papier over for the Sharks. And a last-ditch effort from Apelile Fassi to make the tackle. Just couldn't stop the momentum from Emrose Papier. And the Bulls are back into the lead with 14 minutes to play. Final score, Bulls 29, Sharks 27, says Clarence. What a breakout from the Sharks. And a nice little pop pass to Emrose Papier. The ankle tap looked like it was going to stop him, but momentum took him over. So now it's going to be conversion time for the Bulls to go back into a 6-point lead here, as it was at halftime. Bulls 24, Sharks 20, and Chris Smith right in front to try and convert this again for them. Alfie says die bulle moet nou na die dissipline kyk. Hulle moet saam speel in die wedstryd wen, hulle kan die ding doen. So Chris Smith to try and convert this one. 24 points to 20. This conversion should go over, and in fact it does. So 26 points to 20. The Bulls now lead the Sharks once again. We've got 14 minutes to play. Can the Sharks get another try? Franz Harris says 32-24 to the Bulls. Renee McDonald says go Sharks. So 13 minutes to play, 6 points the difference. Will we see another change? It's been seesaw this last couple of minutes. Will it settle down now? Boeta Chamberlain to get this back underway for us. Proteas need 1 of 3 to win. Well taken by Cornel Hendricks from the restart, just outside his own 22. Papier now to Johan Goosen. Johan Goosen puts it on the boot. Not going to find touch. Finds Boeta Chamberlain on the halfway line. Gets the pass out to Van der Kok. Van der Kok trying to run around Marcel Coetzee. Little switch inside to Sikambuza Noche. He's going to run out of support play here. And will the Sharks get it back? Yes, they will. Grant Williams now, Carlos Sadi, Boeta Chamberlain. Flat pass, Gabran Grobler now, Manus Potgieter again. Caught on the 10-meter line inside Bulls territory. Towards the middle of the field now, it's Bluer. Bluer takes it in. Quick ball now for the Sharks, moving to the left-hand side of the field, Gabran Grobler. Support play from the Sharks then, as Grant Williams wait for it, working the blind side. The pass gone forward, little knock-on from the Sharks. The Bulls now in possession on the 10-meter line inside their own half, now looking to run this. Harold Forster into a bit of space. Overlap on the left-hand side of the field for him. Johan Goosen now up over halfway up to the 10-meter line. Now gets it out to Stravina Jacobs. And Stravina Jacobs is going to get in for a try here for the Bulls. All the way under the sticks. And the Bulls now have secured what could be the match-winning try there. Sharks guilty of letting it slip. 31 points to 20 now with 11 minutes to play. Great counter-attack from the Bulls. But now, question will be asked. Was the pass forward? It's gone forward. Johan Goosen pass to Stravina Jacobs might have gone forward. It looks forward to me. Looks like it gives it to him in a forward position. But let's leave it for the TMO to decide. Hendrik says, I was wrong, Guru. Jacobus van Staden says, geluk Proteas, South Africa just put India out of the World Cup, it seems. So, did this will this try stand? Let's have a look. Yeah, the try has been awarded by the referee, and the conversion over from Chris Smith makes it 33 points to 20. And now it's all Bulls after this last couple of minutes. Just shows you how quickly a game can change. Right, so the restart then to come now. 33 to 20. The Bulls now leading quite comfortably with 10 minutes to play in this game. 33 points to 20. The Sharks will need a miracle. Boeta Chamberlain with a restart then, and it's taken deep inside the 22 by Steenkamp, who's had a monster of a game for this Bulls side. Now it's Ambrose Papier waiting for this one, trying to get it up, goes with the box kick over the top for the Bulls, chase coming from the Bulls as well, and it's going to be collected by Ruan Orkia for the Bulls now. Between the halfway and the 10-meter line inside Bulls territory. Papier now, Chris Smith playing with a lot of confidence. A little cross kick. Oh! Just a little knock on from Johan Goosen. Otherwise he would have been gone. Now it's Van der Kok trying to fend off Stravino Jacobs here on the 10-meter line inside the Bulls territory. Penalty to the Sharks. Will the Sharks take this one quickly? No, they won't. They are going to try and kick this to the corner. Alfie Visser says, nog 1-3 en die bal het 'n bonuspunt. 1-2-3, MS says, well done Proteas. And then Johnny Aris says, hi Lappies, jammer dat ek so laat inskakel. Hoop die Sharks kan nog die knoop deurhak. I don't think it's going to be the case, Johnny. 13 points with 9 minutes to play. Don't think it's going to happen, but who knows? Just maybe now. If they can score now, it's still on. Bonus point situation, Guru ask Donnie van Rensburg. So let's see what they can do from the 22-meter line as the Sharks now. Gerbrand Grobler takes it in. Now it's a run up by Pepsi Buthelezi. Has that ball been knocked on by the Sharks? No, yes, in fact it has. So scrum down to the Bulls. 5 meters from the left-hand touchline. 5 meters inside their own 22. Antoinette Gerber says, Boele sal het nie kan kry nie. Kom Sharks, another try. Damien Boyson says, Bulls will win. I am 100% standing behind my boys. Morne Versaghi says, en nou commentator, wat sê jy nou? So, yeah, I can't say anything, Morne. It is what it is. The Bulls have played better. They've taken their opportunities here in the last couple of minutes. So, either way, it looks like my losing streak doing the commentary between the Bulls and Sharks is going to continue for a 5th straight run. Right, at the back, the scrum, sloppy from both sides. Penalty for the Bulls, however, as the Sharks are guilty of illegal scrummaging. So now it's going to be Chris Smith to kick this one downfield. 6 minutes to play. Or 7 minutes to play in this one. 13 points the difference. 33 points to 20. The Bulls lead the Sharks at the moment. It's been one of those games where the team that has used their opportunities the best will come away with a victory. And the Bulls have certainly taken their opportunities here in this last couple of minutes. Just won all my rugby bets yesterday. This is my last game, 5,550 Betway. Good work there for you. Now it's taken in by Ruan Norkia at the back, and let's see if the Bulls can get that bonus point coming for them. Jan-Hendrik Wessels controlling at the back all the way up to the halfway line now. Splits off the back. Oh, that little pass, a little knock on from the Bulls, however. And the referee haven't seen it, so play on. Now Emrys Papier comes out to Matanzima. Sets it up on the 10-meter line now. As Papier waits for it, gets it back now to Chris Smith. Goes with the high up and under for David Kriel to chase. Oh, David Kriel has picked it up beautifully in the air, up over the 22. And now brought down about 5 meters inside the 22. Penalty to the Bulls again then. And this kick, just, they should go for the bonus point, I think. They could always wrap it up by kicking this over, but they're going to go for the bonus point here. And Chris Smith will kick this to the corner. So 5 minutes to play, 33 points to 20. 5 meters out from the Sharks try line now. David Kriel, hats off in taking that ball in the air. Yeah, Marnus Potgieter penalised not for releasing in the tackle there. Jan-Hendrik Wessels now to throw this one in. Ruan Norkia takes it in, and here comes the Bulls now with a driving maul. 5 meters out from the Sharks try line. They start to move forward now. Here's the Bulls. Jan-Hendrik Wessels cuts off the back and he gets the try. It's the bonus point try for the Bulls. And that wraps it up for sure. 38 to 20 with a conversion to come for the Bulls. Alexander Weideman says Bulls need to secure the game. The old Sables ask, where's all the stars the Sharks paid for? They are off to the Springboks. Right, so 38 to 20, and it's starting to become a hiding here for the Sharks. With 4 minutes to play in this game. Well, I did say early on in my prediction video that I was hoping that the Sharks can snatch it by 3 to 5 points. But if they don't show up mentally, they will get a hiding today. And it seems like they've not prepared mentally for this last 20 minutes. And now paying the price here and getting a proper hiding from the Bulls. Alexander Weideman says, mooi man, bulle verbaas my. En Alfie Visser, ek het jou gesê, jy ondersteun die verkeerde span. Bulle boe. Paul says, hierdie koeie eet daai vleis vanaand. 3.5 minutes to play. Chris Smith to try and convert this one. Sharks let themselves down a little towards the end, says Barry. And let's see what Chris Smith can do with this conversion attempt to make it 40 for the Bulls. And he struck it beautifully. So 40 points to 20. The Bulls leading this game at the moment. Brilliant stuff from the Bulls here in the last couple of minutes. Antoinette Gerber, good to check the lock. Is the Stormers still third? And then Guru, not too late to convert to a Bull supporter. No, it's not going to happen, Alexander. The restart then from the Sharks, taken by Chris Smith inside the 22 now. The Bulls have done really well to outplay the Sharks in this last 10 minutes. Now Stravino Jacobs with a kick downfield. That is going to go directly into touch. So all the way back, we come to between the 10 and the 22 of the Bulls. Kobus Lombard says, no die bulle, jammer ek kan dit nie live sien nie. And also Jacobus van Staden says, well done Bulls. 2 minutes to go in this game. 40 points to the Bulls, 20 to the Sharks. And the Sharks have been their own worst enemy today. 40 points to 20. 2 minutes to play in this clash here at Loftus first felt. Bulls just showing no mercy for the Sharks here towards the end of this game. Mike says, thanks for a great commentary, Guru. No problem, Mike. I really enjoyed doing this. So Dan Huster with a throw in finds Grobler. Now Grant Williams, Puta Chamberlain, flat pass. Out it comes off, track to the run here. Now Pepsi Buthelezi up over the 22. He goes, and still going is Pepsi Buthelezi. He's placed it down over the try line. Has he scored the try? The referee will have to go upstairs to have a look here, but I don't think he's got it. I think he might have just knocked it on. And will he be honest with the referee? They are going to go upstairs to have a look. So with a minute to play, time has stopped on the clock. Pepsi Buthelezi think he might have scored a try. Alexander Weideman says, great commentary, Guru. Thanks, Alexander. Jonathan says, Bull South Africa's the best. So we are going to have a look whether a try has been scored. Did he manage to get the ball down? Did he knock it on? Or did he have a double movement? Was there a forward pass? All of that have to come into action now before the strike can be awarded. So with a minute of play left, let's have a look at what the TMO can see. Murtabar says, I'll win these Sharks and Bulls home and away game again, just like last season. So let's first check if there was a proper grounding from Pepsi Buthelezi. It's a tough one. I don't think there was downward pressure there. So let's have a look at this angle again now. Well, they could argue and say he had his fingertips on the ball when he grounded it. So I think let's rather leave it up to the TMO. Well done, Bulls. Sharks now try to win the rest of your games. All South African teams should finish in the top 5, says 1-3 MS. And then Gideon says, thanks for the good commentary. Thanks, Gideon. 1-3 MS says, thanks, Guru. En dankie vir die kommentaar, Guru. Jacobus van Staden. En Morne says, drink nou 'n lekker brandewyn. Well, not today, it's Sunday. Not really one for that sort of stuff. Especially on a Sunday afternoon, heading into a 5 o'clock. Kobus says, great commentary, appreciate it. Thanks, Kobus. So, still waiting to hear a decision from the TMO. I personally don't think it was a try, but let's hear what the TMO decide. Gareth David says, Sharks met die oupas, Bulls bo, altyd bo. En dan Piet says, mooi bulle, julle maak ons trots. Mr. Guru, yes, Mr. Guru, we're no for the orange juice. So the try has been given by the TMO. So giving Pepsi Buthelezi the benefit of the doubt there regarding a knock-on. So the Sharks now will try and convert this one quickly and maybe have another go at a restart here. Good work from Pepsi Buthelezi, a good breakout from him as the Bulls just too good for the Sharks in the end today. 40 points with the conversion to come now. Let's have a look here. Don't think there will be time. There's still a minute to play here. So 40 points to 29 it is. To 27, sorry. Let's just correct that. So 40 points to 27, and there's still about a minute to play in this game. Alfie says, dankie Guru, ek waardeer jou uitsending, dis baie goed, dankie Alfie as well, and I really didn't expect the score, very poor from the referee as well, and then Frans Harris says, good, thanks for the good commentary. And Danette Gerber says, thanks Guru, till next week. So it's still 30 minutes to play as the Sharks take this one in. Pepsi Buthelezi again gets past 2 defenders up to the 22. He goes. Grant Williams now with a pass. Out it comes to Apelile Fassi now. Buta Chamberlain and Manus Potgieter knocks that ball on. Jan-Hendrik Wessels picks it up for the Bulls, and he's going to be run into touch. So that should be the end of this game. The knock-on from Manus Potgieter, and then Jan-Hendrik Wessels being bundled into touch. Let's have a look. Oh, they're going to have the scrum, it seems. So there will be time for one more scrum in this game for the Bulls. Why he didn't just blow the whistle, because Jan-Hendrik Wessels got bundled into touch just after the 80-minute mark. So, yeah, but either way, looks like the Bulls want some more points on the board. Levin J says, thank you for your time, enjoy your day, and then dankie Mr. Guru, yes a boss, and Lekker Bulls, thanks Guru, says Hendrik. Thanks for all the support, guys, really appreciate all the support for the channel as well. Don't forget to press that like button and subscribe to the channel as well. It is going to be Embrus Papier to feed one more time here for the Bulls, just outside the Sharks 22. They've got nothing left to prove in this game. WJ Steenkamp picks it up off the back. Embrus Papier is going to do what the ref just should have done, blow on a whistle, kicks that ball out, and Marius van der Westhuizen finally brings an end to this game. And the Bulls victorious by 40 points to 27 over the Sharks, and it's back to the drawing board for the Sharks side. Well-deserved victory for the Bulls, and now looking forward to the extent of the international rugby, as the URC will be taking a little bit of a break for now. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'm going to leave you guys at this. Until next time, guys, see you on the weekend for the internationals. Until then, cheers.